Oh, actually, I do have to say, we are happy to announce that our podcast has now got as many sponsors as the H3H3 podcast. Congratulations, everyone. We did it. I literally do my daily routine to the Gary Glitter song. So, I brush my teeth. I do the kick whilst I'm going down the stairs. Hey!
Nadine's been like poo-pooing the intros. She says you don't need the intros. She doesn't like it when videos have a hook at the beginning. She says it doesn't need the hook, but I think it needs a hook.
I love it.
You need a hook, right?
No, it's the best part of the video are those like short clips, especially with the edits you do, like putting in like two characters or something on like short bits. Like the one where I was saying how I have like a stash of plastic straws. You made that edit of I think who was it, Tom from Tom and Jerry, something going into a safe like withdrawing plastic straws. That cracked me up so much. I 100% for these clips.
I like it. I reckon, isn't it like good practice as well? You just need a bit of fun to sort of actually do.
Oh yeah. I think she's totally wrong. She was also annoyed that I used the Will Smith intro again because she got confused.
Oh, no. I
said to her, I was like, if you listen to the first episode this month, I said I was going to use it all month, so it's your fault for not paying attention.
No, you're totally in the right, girl. Lady, it's Nintendo Wii theme, but instead of every toot, it's the footage of Will Smith surfing Chris Rock.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing that then for this month.
Do it. Let's go. I'm recording on Audacity on my really shitty mic from the bottom of a bunker
in some Eastern European country.
In some Eastern European country. Speaking of, do you know Coach Red Pill, otherwise known as Gonzalo Lira?
I've heard the name Coach Red Pill, but don't know.
He's one of those people who have followed the trend of being a pickup artist and then kind of like Bruges. And then, becoming an enlightened right-wing traditionalist when the tide has, I guess, turned against pickup artists.
Right.
But then he invented himself yet again because he married an Eastern European chick. In fact, he married a Ukrainian chick and then lived in Ukraine, making podcasts about traditional life. And when the war broke out, he just decided he's going to become like an independent reporter. Just straight up, just reporting things on the ground. But because he was quite pro-Russian and anti-Ukrainian, he's now been disappeared.
Oh shit!
So no one has seen him since Friday, and people are speculating that he might have just been straight up body bagged. Well, presumably by Ukrainian soldiers. Because, you've seen the videos, right? They don't fuck around when it comes to POWs and other sources of forces that, they consider to be hostile. So there's a good chance it might have been body bagged by the Ukrainians. That times.
See that video of Zelensky clearly off his tits, like, just at his desk, like, really, really drunk?
Oh, I thought you meant the one where he's, like, blatantly on coke, just constantly, like, rubbing his nose.
Maybe it's coke. Do you reckon that's what it is?
I mean, so that's like a telltale sign. People on coke don't know that they're rubbing their nose all the time.
Yeah.
Not speaking flavor.
He's doing the camera around the room, right? And he's like looking at that rooster that he got with Boris, and like he's just like pointing it at the flag, and he looks completely fucked.
It's alright. He's just microdosing, Silicon Valley style, microdosing coke to increase his efficiency in combat.
I'm glad we turned that morbid start into something comical before we get into it. So
let's do this.
Pickup artists are the worst, though. They deserve to die.
CHEN CUGA. Now people are saying they won't travel to red states because it's a danger to be around conservatives. Nearly half of Republicans say they won't take the vaccine. It's literally hazardous to your health to be around this death cult. Their ignorance has reached a clinical level.
I wish this were true. You know how people are saying, if this thing passes, I'm leaving because America will become a fascist state or something.
Uh-huh.
And I'm thinking like, then go, please. This is the 7th time you say you're going, and yet you're still there. Because a similar thing is happening now with the whole Disney thing, right? People are saying, oh, if the Florida bill against, if the Florida anti-grooming bill passes, that's it. All the blue state Americans should just stay away from red states. And they're thinking that this is somehow a known, saying, oh, if this bill passes, blue state Americans will just stay in blue states. And all the red state Americans are like, yeah, good. Yes, please do that. Yes. Is there anything we can do to slow down the influx of blue state Americans to red states? It does in a way remind me of, and I think Michael Malice kind of pointed it out as well, of like East Germany versus West Germany propaganda during the Cold War. Because on one side you have the East German propaganda about how the West Germany is shit and the East Germany is a land of prosperity, but you can't hide the fact that movement of people is literally only happening one way.
Yeah.
Right? People are not tripping over one another to leave West Germany for East Germany. People are tripping over one another to leave East Germany for the West, and it's the same thing with red states and blue states.
But that just proves building a wall would have been a waste of time, because they were still managing to come from the shithole country. They were still making it across that wall.
No, build a wall around California, or better yet, can we detonate like really high? Because they have the San Andreas Fault, and they've been predicting for like decades. Oh, one of these days the San Andreas Fault is going to like split, and California's going to drift away. And what are we gonna do? I'm thinking, put fucking explosives in there. Put like a rocket, so bam, 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 like it's the foundations of World Trade Center on 9/11. Bam, 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 and then California just floats away.
That might be happening. Eric Weinstein tweeted the other day about how there was some non-earthquake event that had been registered, and he was like, well, what is it? And it's like, it was clearly aliens, mate. Quick, ring Ed Whitten. We need to get the best minds on it. Why haven't government called Ed Whitten yet? It's
the Weinstein's the podcast about the yeah.
He's so depressed these days. That couple, they're just always just talking about how bad it's got. I remember them being quite happy people back in the day.
Yeah, I haven't watched them for a while. Although I did watch today, Benjamin Boyce, the guy who documented the whole Evergreen thing. He interviewed Jack Murphy.
He did I unsubscribed from him for that. I was so angry at him for that. I unsubscribed from him for that because it just turned into like Jack Murphy Apologia tour, where he actually said that he was the one who made Tim Pool famous.
Yeah.
He said something along the lines of, "Oh, I was Tim Pool's first guest, and I made it happen." I was like, "How do you live with yourself?"
Yeah, I was his first guest. As I kept coming on, his numbers were growing.
Unlistenable, honestly, unlistenable. Another one. Former sort of sleazebag PUA somehow decides, oh, I'm going to become like a traditional man. I'm going to teach men about traditional masculinity. Enough of that trend. If you're a pickup artist, just stay being a pickup artist. Stop reinventing yourself as a traditional guru or something, or stop being a lifestyle coach. I'm sick and tired of that shit. Rant over.
Half of those like trad things are just like Cosmo for guys anyway.
A lot of it, yeah. 10 techniques to blow her mind in bed.
Oh, we've got a CHEN WEIHUA. My son asked me yesterday if the US won or lost the war in Afghanistan. As I responded, I realised how difficult the answer is. And then CHEN WEIHUA.
CHEN WEIHUA with the steel chair.
Tell your son, the USA lost. It was a no-brainer. No need for self-glorification or narcissistic self-comfort.
That's about right.
China state-affiliated media. How come they don't do those for, you know, the BBC when they post? Like,
yeah,
the
or
UK
even just
state-affiliated
CNN,
media.
like American regime media, right?
Who was it that got pissed off? Who's that crazy Scotsman?
Which
Limmy.
one?
What the hell is his name? But he got labelled as a Russian affiliated media thing the other day, and he was well pissed off. Not John Prescott. Has a hat now.
What kind of a hat? A hat that denotes religious
No,
George Galloway.
no.
affiliation.
George Galloway, thank you.
Right, Galloway.
He's so angry,
Like
and he
me
keeps
to be the cat.
posting about how he's not Russian affiliated, but it just keeps showing up, and he gets more angry.
I love it. Christopher Hitchens used to say he was both a pimp and a prostitute of Saddam Hussein. Right-wing cope. Homeschooling should be banned with exceptions for special needs cases, in my opinion. So many people in the comments missing the point. Of course, some people can homeschool effectively, but as a system, it is a tool for crazies to indoctrinate their kids. Besides, if you aren't a teacher, you're not qualified. There is a reason the job requires a degree. There's a certain flag in that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Argentine flag, obviously, and we can disregard all opinions of Argentinians. No offense to any Argentinians, Argentines, in fact.
I didn't fight the Falklands so they can indoctrinate my kids.
We didn't sink their cruiser for this shit to happen. I love the complete lack of self-awareness. It is a system. As a system, it is a tool for crazies to indoctrinate their kids, as opposed to the public school system, which, as we know, does not generate any crazies, does not produce any violence, and has a stellar track record.
Isn't that where all the school shootings happen? You don't see school shootings in the homeschooling community, do you?
Well, maybe with the increase of homeschooling, you will.
That flag was designed by a pedo as well, wasn't it? He wrote loads of. It was a trans person that wrote a bunch of proper sort of like, I'm in love with a 12-year-old girl who's really a 30-year-old woman, but she can never grow up, and it's just him describing like relationships with a 12-year-old girl basically in this book, but really she's 30, but she just looks 12.
No. It's like when hentai or loli fans are like, yeah, I know that, you know, she looks 8 and she behaves like she's 8, but actually she's a 3,000-year-old dragon who has just taken on the form and mannerisms of an 8-year-old girl. So it's perfectly fine. No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Is that like a nonce cope?
It is a non-scope.
Yeah.
You heard this
We
story.
need a Twitter account of copes of nonsense.
You heard this news story about these two women in prison that have become pregnant from being raped. I don't know if they were raped, but they had sex with a trans inmate and are now pregnant, and they're keeping the babies, I think.
Well, the odds are that it would be rape, but I don't think it was in this scenario, because like most trans women in women's prisons sexually assault other inmates. It's like quite high up in the percentages. I can't remember the exact one. But
isn't that just like a fox in a hen house situation?
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm all here for it. I've become so cynical now. I'm just like, okay, well, that's what they want. All right, there you go.
I mean, I'm kind of thinking like, you know, obviously, I haven't committed any crimes. I plan not to commit any crimes. But if it ever comes to me being in court, I'm just first thing I'm doing is getting a gender dysphoria diagnosis and saying, if I'm going to jail, I need to be in a female prison.
Like, nice,
you know?
Nice.
Like,
I wonder what the criteria are, because they must be quite easy to find, because isn't there like loads of training YouTube videos of like that basically tell children what they need to say to their therapist to get this stuff. So I should actually look into it. Like what are the things that you need to say and do to get this treatment?
Yeah, someone should write a book on this, right? Right?
But if I was at school, I would definitely try and sneak to the girls' school that way, I reckon, these days.
Like an all-girls school, yeah, but would you oh my god, it's literally like some kind of hentai fantasy, isn't it? Like
Well, I have
Futanari
one over Cookie's Nest
bullshit.
is a book, isn't it? And I feel like that, like the lessons could probably be learned from that, where you go in thinking it's all going to be hunky dory, but then actually they cut your cock
But
off.
then actually it does turn out to be hunky dory because you're the king of a harem. or something.
Yeah, true.
Not all sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a Will Smith one.
Maybe they should remake that film that way.
I'm the last person on Earth.
I am legend.
You still need to wear a mask.
That
I'm glad
footage
that's
came out.
over.
That footage came out of him in like 2001 saying what we all know, where catching something is the best way to prevent catching it again.
Yeah.
Is the best form of immunity. Don't know what
Well,
changed.
now everyone's going back. So a lot of people are saying, the very same people who are like, oh, we need to go for zero COVID are now saying, I guess we're just going to have to learn to live with it. You know, there are no elections coming up other than the midterms, so I guess we just have to learn to live with it. In October, we might not have to learn to live with it because the midterms will be coming. But for now, we just have to learn to live with it.
Mm-hmm. Funny that.
Yeah. I'm so jaded.
What's Poland like?
Elections or COVID restrictions?
COVID stuff.
Nothing. There's the only thing you have to do is if you're in a hospital or a medical environment, you have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's everything's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess is the same in the UK. I think in the UK you also have to wear a mask at the GP or the dentist or something. Well,
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
not during the procedure, but
All right, next one. See.
Are you laughing at? Which are you laughing at?
The Floyd trial one.
is this the Derek Chauvin
Yeah.
trial?
Yeah. Oh, feels good, man.
You followed that whole thing, Troy, didn't you? You watched like 90 hours of stuff.
I watched all of that. I watched the Rittenhouse. I watched the Kim Potter, and now I'm watching the Depp Heard trial.
Oh, what
Johnny-
about you? So you're not paying attention to the Parkland shooter? What's his name?
Is that
What was that schizo's name? Nicholas Cruz? Yeah,
Nah.
Nicholas Cruz. But the judge for that trial is fucking hot. Let me just let me get a
What
Nicholas Cruz trial judge. I'll
But yeah, Johnny Depp took the stand today, and it's great. It's like having the most like in-depth interview with him, like from start of his life through. It's going to be good. Apparently, in the UK trial, he talked for 6 days. Some of his texts are so fucking funny. He said, "Oh, doc, can you give me some pills? I want to see if I can touch my dick with my tongue." Okay, let's see.
So this is the what I just posted in the chat. It's the judge in the Nicholas Cruz trial.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I remember seeing
The reason to watch.
the judge in the Depp one looks like a Boy Scout. Johnny Depp trial, or Woody Allen. Like if Woody Allen was a.
Are they
Woody
just in like?
Allen's,
Are they like in just a dance to the death now? Is that what they're doing? These Amber Heard and Depp.
I think he's just using it as an opportunity to get his story out. Basically,
Right.
it feels like there's literally no physical evidence. It's just her word. It seems like it was just a bad relationship in the end, and they were both like quite argumentative and goading of each other. But don't know. I just don't get the impression. Like, do you know she took a shit in his bed?
Yeah, Amber Turd. I remember that bit. That's so
But yeah.
That's pretty mental, though.
But yeah, that'll be for next year. I'll send some memes over the next couple of days or something, so we'll be reminded to speak. But yeah, Prince Harry's desperate to rush home and see Meghan as soon as Philip's funeral ends. The Duke of Sussex will leave the UK within hours of his grandfather's funeral, according to one royal expert, because he'll be eager to see his pregnant wife again.
See, if I were Tim Dillon, I would probably be, I guess, intelligent and funny enough to make some kind of a joke about Harry and Meghan releasing an NFT of their child or something. You know, can Harry and Meghan release an NFT of their newborn child? That's what I want to know. Can they release an NFT of Prince Philip's body in the coffin and sell that for $2 million?
Saying if putting the aviators on helps. Do you think it helps? Channel.
We're making a Tim Dillon impression.
Should make an NFT. They should make an NFT of that child.
Right, what have we got next?
Did you see her shameless interview justifying it? Just like every communist grifter who gets rich. Oh, so this was the Black Lives Matter. Well, the Black Lives Matter people.
Yeah, buying like a $6 million house or something, right? The head of BLM. Just, you know, oh, thanks, cheers for the donation. I'm just gonna get a $6 million house.
She said that people trying to look into where they did the money is triggering. And the IRS.
Hassan Piker was. I think the YouTube, you know, internet communist community is finally their patience with Hassan Piker is finally drawing out, because he was seen recently in a T-shirt that cost $1,000, and they're like, okay, like I think communism is where you're not allowed to wear T-shirts that cost $1,000. Like they would be like, we could stomach the Porsche, we could stomach the $1 million mansion, but parading around in a T-shirt that costs $1,000, I think that's where we're gonna have to draw the line. So he's been catching a bit of flack for that.
Because I guess
to be honest, I don't think I've ever wore anything. I guess a suit. But I don't think I've ever had like other than a suit. I don't think I've ever had like $1,000 worth of clothing on me.
I think I've never had more than 120 worth of clothing maybe on me at any one time. And yeah, that was a suit. That was a suit from Top Man.
Nice.
But yeah, her justification for living in contradiction to her Marxist ideals was nepotism.
Wait, what?
Because she said, "Oh, I need it for my family or something."
Oh,
my family need a place to live.
Well, I mean, doesn't everyone have that excuse?
Yeah.
Doesn't everyone need it for their family? And like, I'd love a couple $1 million for a house for my family.
Who's this guy in the corner?
And that was just a reaction to one of these memes. You can decide which it's a reaction to. I mean, which should we vote on? Which one we think it's best? I think.
To be honest, that's probably been my face throughout the whole Harry and Meghan ordeal. Like, leaving your grandpa's funeral early so you can, so you can get home quickly to get bitched at by your wife. It's like. It's painful. It's painful. How can you rescue your father from the belly of the underbelly of the beast? You have a bitching wife.
Oh yeah, the caterpillar cakes. Caterpillar cakes probably come from the same factory anyway. Tesco, M&S, and Aldi.
This was a year ago.
You're gonna have to explain the controversy.
Yeah, so. Was it Aldi came out with what's the caterpillar called?
There's like is it like a Kevin? There's like a Calvin. I don't know what they're
Who's
called.
the OG? Caterpillar cake. Colin the Caterpillar's the OG.
There you go.
Colin the Caterpillar is a chocolate roll cake sold by the British retailer Marks and Spencer's. More than 15 million Colin the Caterpillar cakes have been sold since it was introduced in 1990. 15 million? That's nothing.
Yeah, what the hell? I've definitely had like 20.
I feel like everyone in the country's had a Caterpillar cake at some point. But then I guess you share them.
I don't think I have, actually.
You never owned them?
No.
It's basically.
Will I ever be able to? Am I done for?
Well, yeah, you can get them. You can get them everywhere. Maybe not Colin though.
Caterpillar cake Aldi.
Aldi's.
Oh, and Aldi it's Cuthbert. Cuthbert.
Yeah. Cuthbert's a way better name for a caterpillar.
Yeah.
So it's literally just brownie like covered in molten chocolate.
It's like it's a Swiss roll basically with chocolate buttons on top. Do you know what caterpillar is in Japanese?
The Daily Mail did an article. The Daily Mail did an article called "The Ultimate Caterpillar Cake Taste Test." As Aldi's Cuthbert finally returns to stores, the Daily Mail reveals how it stacks up against M&S and all the other supermarket copycats. So they tried Aldi's Cuthbert the Caterpillar, Marks and Spencer's Colin the Caterpillar, Sainsbury's Wiggles the Caterpillar, Tesco's Curly the Caterpillar, Co-op's Charlie the Curious Caterpillar Cake. Yeah, she made Charlie the Bi-Curious Caterpillar Cake. Banger. Waitrose Cecil the Caterpillar. Oh, that just sounds. I don't know. I'm sure I like Cecil the Caterpillar. Asda's got Clyde the Caterpillar. Morrison's got the Morris the Caterpillar. I feel like that's branding issues there.
Oh yeah.
And that's it. Morris the Caterpillar. So yeah, the best one is apparently which one won? It just may well be the Cuthbert the Caterpillar from Aldi.
Oh, that's why they all butthurt about it.
What you're doing there is you're reading an advert.
Maybe. Maybe I am.
No logo in the foam. But do you know what caterpillar is in Japanese?
No.
Go for it.
Mushi. Care means fur and mushi means bug. So it's fur bug.
Oh,
That's
cool.
not bad.
Did you just know that from the top of your head?
Sorry?
You know that from the top of your head?
Yeah, I've been learning Japanese, mate.
I know, but that's like a word I didn't think. That's like one of the last words I'd learn.
It's like one of the first words you learn on Wanikani.
Is that like a Duolingo for Japanese?
It's like, yeah, for learning the old what are they called? What are they called?
What about learning the
kanji.
Original Pokemon names in Japanese?
That's funny you say.
The same
Nadine said to me,
Caterpie.
"Oh, we should do that." Because when I was in the 4th year of my undergrad, I used to start every day with a coffee, a muffin, and do you remember Sporkle? I'd do the first 151 Pokemon on Sporkle in order before I started my day.
Nice, but now do it in Japanese. But a lot of them are actually the same because, for instance, Butterfree is just Batafuri.
Venusaur
Rattata is Korata.
Venusaur is
PG is
Fushigi Hana, which means wonderful plant.
Fushigibana, yeah, that's Venusaur. You got it. Sandshrew is Sando. Sandslash is Sandopan. Neither on female is Nidoran Mesu. Neither on male is Nidoran Osu.
They've not.
So I guess that's how we learn male and female, Mesu and Osu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, quite cute. Anyhow, where were we? Caterpillar cake.
I mean, yeah, I think there's not much more to say about it. It's an okay cake. It's just yeah.
Why did it take so long for there to be like a copyright law thing about it? I feel like they've all been around for so long.
Yeah, I thought that at the time. I was like, but I don't know.
But also, it begs the question: to what extent are you allowed to, I don't know, brand Victoria Sponge? Like, are you allowed to patent the actual cake itself? You know, we make a sponge covered in chocolate. Is that patentable? Surely not.
Well, Harry and Meghan trying to like patent the word archetype somehow. I don't even know how it's possible.
Is that what Archie is short for? Hi, I'm Archie. It's short for archetype.
Well, it's Archie. Then they've got the podcast Archie Well, which I think is the only podcast I'm going to listen to from now on, just because I love getting anger in my ears like that. But yeah, they've tried. I think they're trying to copyright it because of that, and I think their charity is also something like that, Archie Well or something crap like that. I don't think they know what words mean, to be fair, either. But
Who do you think is going to have a more messed up life growing up? Archie or Elon Musk's kid who's called like X11 or something?
Would you rather have royal parents or autistic parents?
Yeah.
Well,
Either way,
I
it's
would
incest.
Oh no, I'm old enough to be a father. Well, an older brother. Either way, it's incest.
Yeah, I'll go for the autistic. Autism seems to be coming into its own these days. Everyone seems to be begging to have autism.
Fashionable, yeah.
On TikTok,
And neurodiverse.
Yeah, everyone's pretending to be spazzy or have like multiple personality disorders and stuff. Some of them which are really creepy because it's like suddenly they turn into a 3-year-old and they do guides on TikTok like, what do I do if I turn into my 3-year-old personality when my boyfriend's kissing me? And it's all just non-behavior, but
What happened is just good old-fashioned schizophrenia. You know, I think the government is after me. I think they've put a bug in the wall, and I'm just gonna live my life with that. You know, I think there's an Iranian spy. I don't know why I said Iranian, but it could be from any country really. I think there's a Russian spy sitting on the balcony right now. And you know, whatever happened to that? Why isn't that?
It's not
I
crazy
think it should be
anymore.
back in vogue.
It's not crazy anymore because we are all getting bugged by our phones, and the government is after us all the time.
I guess if the government really is spying on you, then being a schizophrenic doesn't really have the charm it used to.
Yeah, the schizophrenic people are just the ones that don't think that the government's spying on them now.
Maybe we're schizos.
Yeah.
Oh, this was a Yahoo News article that's just pissed me
no.
off.
Fuck reads Yahoo News, by the way. Come on.
Oh, you know,
Oh no!
on my phone
is this where Trisha Paytas posted like photo of her asshole with like toilet paper stuck to it?
Oh yeah, because the only reason
I don't want to talk.
the only reason I said
really
this was
don't.
because they didn't use Jamie's name in the article. They said member of the team. There's only two people that work there: Joe Rogan and Jamie. You can't get the guy's name. But yeah, to pull up a picture of PAYTAS, when looking at the photo of them in a bikini to see how PAYTAS would look naked, he said, "Yeah, you can keep that." In comments below the clip, shared by internet news reporter Def Noodles, people accused Rogan of body-shaming PAYTAS and using the wrong pronouns. PAYTAS announced they identify as non-binary and that use they/them pronouns this week. PAYTAS also picked up on the video themselves and posted a swift 8-minute response to their YouTube channel titled Dear Joe Rogan.
Swift and 8 minutes just doesn't go together. 8 minutes is a short talk.
Yeah, but for Trisha Paytas, 8 minutes is swift.
Yeah, I will very happily go on with my life. I never have to hear about Trisha Paytas again.
I thought it was like a type of crisp company.
PAYTAS.
Yeah, I had no idea what that was.
I first saw her years and years ago. My friend just sent me a picture of one of her music videos. But yeah.
I mean, she started her career in the mukbang community, right? The vicious community that spawned such superstars as Nikocado Avocado.
Oh, this person.
Yeah,
Who, incidentally, has also posted his asshole on the internet. You reckon, what would the Venn diagram look like? I feel like people who do mukbangs and people who post their assholes on the internet.
Previously identified as a chicken nugget.
Who?
PAYTAS.
Oh. I was like, why are you reading that?
They've got like a longer Wikipedia page than like some seriously significant historical events. It's just so sad.
Or Tolstoy. How long's Tolstoy's Wikipedia page? Let's compare. Let's see who's longer.
Sure, no, this. Okay, I can find someone who hasn't got as long as one of this. Tolstoy, I reckon, will have it.
Tolstoy's got 14 sections, including the links. Actually, let's get rid of all the C also. So he has 9 and then 3 subsections, so let's call that 12. How many does PAYTAS have?
What's the subsection? Is that notes, references, and external links?
Well, let's just both Control A, copy into Word, and see who has more.
Why did you pick Tolstoy? Why not, I don't know, Stalin?
Oh, why is it? Okay, here we go. All right, so I've got 9,364 words.
It's coming. I've only got 3,500.
But she's a third of Tolstoy.
What's Jackie Weaver got? Okay.
And he had 200 years head start?
Yeah,
150,
exactly.
150 years head start.
Unbelievable.
Tolstoy's a beast, mate.
Weaver hasn't got her own page. I'm going to have to write her one, I guess.
Who's that?
Jackie Weaver. She's
You have
just
no
part of the
authority
Cheshire
here, Jackie Weaver.
Council bullying and misconduct allegations.
Sad thing is she didn't have any authority. I think I was completely right. But I guess it also depends on where you think, as I said, where authority comes from.
Look at this. Look at this map of the Cheshire East Council bullying and misconduct allegations. It looks just like Ukraine.
I think Jackie Weaver should do a review of Starship Troopers with the
What is this?
Is this the future of Ukraine? That's
this is the East Cheshire, otherwise known as the amount of Ukraine that Putin has conquered so far.
Oh, I thought you said Chechnya.
No, this is Cheshire East Council bullying and misconduct allegations. It affected this area of Ukraine. I wonder. I'm going to compare that to what actually happens in the end. See how close it is.
Okay. I went to a stadium where they were vaccinating 50k plus every day. It took me 3 minutes. It's absolutely unreal how well the system can work when there is no profit incentive involved. Where to start with this one?
Yeah, we're going to need an entire moving company to unpack this one.
If it took him 3 minutes, I'm guessing they weren't cleaning the needles between, and that might explain where the hepatitis is coming from.
I mean, no, there's absolutely no profit incentive whatsoever. You know, it's not like Pfizer's made absolute billions of it. I guess you could say with AstraZeneca there isn't, because they said they'll supply them at cost. But you know, they said they'll supply them at cost, so we had to make up some evidence about strokes to get rid of the pesky AstraZeneca supplying vaccines at cost.
Yeah,
Also,
how dare they?
They were only doing it at cost up to a point, and then once we'd vaccinated people in the West, it's like, right, all you other countries are
India
going to
can
have
pay.
Yeah, they're just tapping into that bigger market. You can imagine on Dragon's Den, just getting like Theo Pathetus and what's he called? Summit Jones. What was the Jones? The big guy. Peter Jones.
Peter Jones, yeah, that wanker.
I've got connections in India. I own Jessop's.
Wait, what's the pitch? Like orchestrating a pandemic and then selling the cure.
Funny how that works.
Yeah.
Disclaimer, the pandemic is not a hoax, it is a real pandemic, and the vaccines are safe, effective, and work 100%, according to the CDC and Anthony Fauci.
What is that hepatitis thing, though? Quite a lot of people getting hepatitis is weird. My partner's mum's definitely got some sort of hepatitis, and I reckon it's from the vaccine, because she was healthy before it. Now she's got like really yellow eyes.
Whoa.
Maybe it's gender-based, though, according to Anthony Fauci. The US is unlikely to just cancel J&J shots, Felci says. New guidance on the vaccine could be gender-based, the top US infectious disease specialist said.
Yeah, gender-based, race-based. Fuck it.
But which gender? How are they going to order
Which of the 72 genders, right?
Yeah.
What about the NBs? What vaccine is Trisha Paytas going to have to get now that she identifies as non-binary?
Yeah, what about gender non-conforming? If it's gender-based, then they're going to be, out the
They don't get the vaccine. Is that going to be your way out? You just say, what's your gender so we know what vaccine to give you? And just say, I'm non-conforming. And they're like, well, there's your excuse, pass.
Vaccines are a social construct.
Yeah, immunity is a social construct.
So what's that whole thing about that you can have enough hormone treatment to change your gender? Is that what they're saying? But at the same time saying that puberty blockers are reversible, so they do stop. You can and you can't change your gender. You can go as you like. Is that what they're saying?
Well, there is a little bit of a contradiction because they say that for trans athletes, it doesn't matter that they were once a man because the hormones are, capable of completely reversing everything. So they're kind of exactly like a biological woman.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the same time, those people are also saying that, we need to start trans children on hormones as quickly as possible, because if we start too late, there'll be irreversible puberty changes. Like, motherfucker, I thought you said that those changes can be reversed with hormones. That's the reason why you're advocating for trans athletes. Like, you can't hold two simultaneous views that we need to, stop puberty and get these kids on hormones ASAP. But at the same time say that, for trans athletes who did undergo puberty, there is no advantage whatsoever in sports. It just, you can't square those two. It's a contradiction.
Yeah, I thought
that's the dialectic, isn't it?
We need some kind of a Hegelian third position. Like, I don't know. I don't have enough of a background in philosophy to come up with one.
I've always thought, like, if your kid, right, why not put them on the hormones that match their gender, rather than, we're going to do the other hormones and we're going to chop bits off or stick bits on.
But you're 8-year-old on testosterone, popping D-ball every day. See, our 8-year-old is a male-to-male transgender, so we're pitting him with 500 milligrams of testosterone and a gram of test. He's benching 350 now.
He's basically 35, so it's okay if I go out with him.
Oh man, I like that. I do wonder if there's gonna be an argument for men to take steroids, as like, I'm not taking steroids because I want to take steroids. I have to take them because I'm male to male transgender. Like, I'm sure you could spin this out somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like for instance, what if you're an effeminate man and you want to be more masculine, and then you're like, I'm actually a masculine man inside of a feminine man's body, so I need to take steroids. So can you prescribe me 10 mgs of Deca every week? Trend Deca clan.
It's basically just like real life avatars, isn't it? Like becoming whatever you're just customizing your real body, but at
a horrendous cost to your pituitary.
Horrendous cost, yes, to everything, yeah.
But if we're gonna do that, can't we just put wings on or something? Like, do something different. Why stay within these?
I'd like to be able to fly away.
Or gills or something. Like let's think outside the box. Like, why are we just trying to change
love
gender?
Gills.
Trans species.
So I have to swim with a snorkel. So I have to swim with a snorkel because of my back problems, because I can't do the twisting when you do the front crawl. So I look like a fucking doofus because I fucking go to the pool. You have some people just doing their swimming and then me coming in, goggles, snorkel. We're doing it. I look like a right twat at the swimming pool.
I'm the opposite of you. Like, I can't put my hand when I put my head underwater. I can't do it. Like, the water goes up my sinuses and I get all fucked up. So I'm mostly like just my head like out like this. That's going shit for
you're
the
doing
podcast,
the old lady breaststroke where they're always above the water.
And then I come out with just fucking absolute horrible neck pain.
Wow, that's like my superpower, because my nose is like so blocked all the time that I can do breaststroke underwater, upside down. The water doesn't go up my nose.
Whoa!
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I do occasionally see people that go get the whole deal with blockers. So they put them in their ears and they take two and they put them up their nose and then they go swimming. I don't know if that works. I just use a snorkel.
The thing about all those hormone therapies, though, back on all that stuff, it's like you've got a customer for life, haven't you? So like that's kind of definitely a factor.
Oh yeah, with hormone replacement therapy. And to be fair, it's the same with men who go on testosterone replacement therapy. If you're like naturally hypogonadal, i.e. you actually have to be taking testosterone because there's something wrong with your pituitary or your balls. Like a lot of times the clinics will just, you come in and they immediately tell you, yeah, you need to be put on testosterone for the rest of your life because you're just going to be a customer for them, right? A lot of clinics won't even try to like restore your testosterone using like more natural methods because there's no profit in that. They'll just say, fuck it, here's your testosterone, here's, write us a check every month and then we'll send you the testosterone you need and then you just, pay it or put it in the form of a plaster. Because you can do that as well because, just as you have contraceptive like a plaster that women put on them is the same thing for men but with testosterone. But yeah, it's a business for life. Get yourself a client.
It's like the next opium epidemic's going to be 10 years from now. It's going to be a hormone epidemic.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Some 4chan post. The prosecution say knee on the neck killed George Floyd due to a lack of oxygen. And the defense responds with, all these other things may have killed Floyd.
Boy George.
Boy George.
My consciousness comes and goes. Including car exhaust. Prosecution. The car exhaust did not kill Floyd because his oxygen level was 98%. Defense. Thank you. I remember watching that. It was so fucking...
Yeah, he still got convicted.
Yeah.
It is symbolic. Right, moving on. What do we got next?
Guy from the Chad meme turns out to be a virgin. You were the chosen one!
No.
I mean, if
I
anything,
loved you. You were my brother.
The proper trad cat. I think it's even more. If you look like that, and then you're definitely a virgin by choice. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know the origin of this guy?
Isn't he like a Russian model?
Well, it was a Russian model that's been like modified. Like some girl, some Russian chick was like making them. Using her like boyfriend as like a template and then modifying them in some kind of software. But apparently she also was trying to make it look like her dad that had died and all this kind of stuff. There was a little YouTube video on it recently.
That's so random.
But there was a point where he had his own Instagram. There was an own Instagram and he was responding to stuff. It's quite... I'll put a card in the video linking to that video.
Link right here.
What's up, guys? It's your boy back on the YouTubes. This video is sponsored
like, comment,
by...
and subscribe. Link in the description.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh, actually, I do have to say, we are happy to announce that our podcast has now got as many sponsors as the H3H3 podcast. Congratulations, everyone. We did it.
So much joy from that. What has he done? He just played himself, didn't he? Bitch, you just played yourself.
It used to be entertaining, and then COVID happened, and it just went.
Yeah, I remember liking him quite a few years back now, but he was normal.
Yeah, back in like 2018, 2019, he was okay. He did some funny videos, and then he kind of fell off, and he stopped making funny videos and just started focusing on the podcast. And I was kind of okay with that.
The podcast was good. It was like as soon as like COVID happened, it's like his brain broke or some shit.
Mind virus.
I mean, what was it really good? Like did you ever see that Gokanara video? Where he goes off on Ethan, like when he invited that dude, basically gave him 10 minutes and told him to fuck off. He was like a massive fan. Like he made a T-shirt or some kind of a beanie for Ethan that like lights up or something like that. Like it was just like a really personal gift. And Ethan invited him on the podcast. I talked for maybe like 10 minutes and then told him to fuck off.
The worst one was when Bill Burr went on. Bill Burr it was so awkward.
He got so angry, but like because Ethan kept asking him really personal stuff.
Yeah.
So that was that.
They don't seem smart enough to be.
I definitely recommend the Gokanara video on.
I have seen it, but not for a while.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of back and forth on that of like, because I remember him talking about that video and saying, "Oh look, I didn't say this," and then I watched another Gokanara video. Like there was a lot of back and forth. It just felt like I don't know what to think about that whole scenario.
So the video is called "The Death of H3H3," and there's at the moment there's a re-upload because obviously the original one got heated.
Oh yeah, because it had that thing with what was he called? Shoe Nice.
Oh, that was just abuse because you can definitely see that Shoe Nice is just some guy who's like mentally disabled, and you have like Ethan goading him into like eating a glue stick and stuff like that. Stop laughing. It's really upsetting. You do not laugh because it's definitely a guy who's mentally challenged, and here you have this fat ass dickhead just encouraging him. Like you should not encourage these people to do these kinds of things.
No.
But that whole area of YouTube is just like mentally ill people just like feeding off each other's illnesses and like creating drama for nothing.
The good old days. Gosh, remember like the days of iDubbbz making content cops on Filthy Frank being a thing. 2014, 15, 16 YouTube was wild. The era of iDubbbz eating a cake made out of his own hair.
Yeah. Anything for views.
Yeah, anything for views. What's his real name? Chad. Is his actual name Chad?
No, is it?
Who?
Yeah, anything for views. I think his actual name is Chad or Chet. Anything for Chad Roberts, yeah. He got a tattoo of PewDiePie. He's parading around in nothing but his underwear because he got a tattoo of PewDiePie on his butt.
Yeah. It's Chad. Well, man, you'd be so happy if your name was Chad, wouldn't you?
Yeah, there it is. The dumbass gets PewDiePie tattoo. Oh, I can't believe that video is still up. Dumbass gets PewDiePie tattoo.
He is a fat fuck.
Who is?
Chad.
I don't know this guy. Chad what? Chad Roberts.
I remember his last name.
Chad Roberts, yeah.
I've never seen this guy.
Oh no, they took down the video of Dumbass gets PewDiePie tattoo. Oh no, they didn't. It's still up.
He's only got five videos. Am I looking at the wrong thing? Ugh, he looks horrid. Anyway, here are other recent high-profile deaths involving American police and the outcomes. Nobody cares, London Broadcasting Company.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think the protests in the UK were a bit much. Do you know what I mean? Like fine, just keep that shit in the US.
Yeah.
But if you could not block tube stations and shit in London, that would be appreciated.
It's the same people that sort of like accuse the UK of being like America's lapdog and 51st state who are acting like we're the 51st state. It's just like, come on.
Yeah. The UK is fully a colony of the US at this point, culturally.
Culturally, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Biden is currently sending more military equipment to our neighborhoods than Trump did. You read that right. Our communities are being terrorized at a greater rate than they had been under Trump.
81 million votes. Yeah, and counting.
I'm happy they couldn't get their own Twitter handle. Or maybe they couldn't fit it in. Like Balkan Lives.
Yeah, I think they could.
Balkan Lives, man.
We don't say Balkan anymore. We say Tan Slav.
Oh, did it?
Tan Slav Lives. The hard and unspoken but obvious risk of the current public moment is that cops will simply go back to the 1970s non-policing in urban areas and especially black areas. I thought urban and black were the same thing. And this will cause
euphemism. Yeah.
And this will cause literally tens of thousands of minority deaths.
Literally. Those
names very likely no one will say.
Well, and on that note, I did post the homicide statistics, and they are actually as bad as the 90s. And then I would probably argue even worse because we are better at patching people up. So you're less, you could be just shot in the streets of like Baltimore or something, but they'll patch you up. So you won't count as a homicide, even though in the 90s, they probably wouldn't be able to patch you up. So you would have died. So violence probably is worse than it was in the 90s.
Yeah, it's crazy that death's just a proxy for violence, not really a reflection.
Yeah, homicide rate is a proxy for violence, but I mean, yeah, if the homicide rate is as bad as it was in the 90s, then we can only it's a plausible assumption that violence is bad as well.
And silence is violence.
Silence is violence.
Words of violence.
Well, they are pretty loud about it. And that's my reaction face in the bottom left.
Oh, yes, we've got some videos. Let me just get the sound ready. Share sound. Oh, so yeah, this was Derek Chauvin, Assad must go. What's that? Says Assad. Mr. Chauvin, a former Minneapolis police officer, was found guilty on all 3 charges. He stood trial 3 weeks after the death of Mr. Floyd, which spurred the largest civil rights protest in decades. Look at his face, man.
Have you seen the You've Been ASSADED videos?
No,
You've been what?
So on like sometimes someone would post like that. That was it was mostly a thing a bit early when I guess video hosting sites were a bit more loose about like about like porn content or like suggested content. So you would start like it would be like a woman like undoing her top, and just as the tits are about to fall out, this would start playing.
It's such a tune though. I made like a compilation of Jeremy Corbyn with this track for a while.
What's Hamia mean?
Good question.
that like a bagpipe, like an electric bagpipe they're rocking? Because that is dope.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. I think I got it. Oh no, no clue. I mean, I have the lyrics in what do they speak in Syrian?
Catalyst.
Farsi?
I have no idea.
Oh, is it?
Syrian. I think it's a name.
It's like God.
I don't know. I feel like if I say it enough times, I'm going to get ASSADED for reals.
Can't Assad, the Assad.
God protector is what I've got when I've searched it.
Ah, there you go.
Also a girl's name. Maybe it's this girl's name.
Maybe.
So yeah, Derek Chauvin just didn't believe in Assad enough, and as such, he must pay the price.
What's happening in Syria now?
Well, the last thing I heard is that Syrian PMC said they'll be joining Russian troops in Ukraine, which means it really is becoming like a melting pot, like, you know, kind of like a
Multiculturalism.
more like a real-time strategy game, you know, like the war in Ukraine, where you have like factions like US intelligence, Ukrainian loyalists, like Ukrainian rebels, Russians, Syrians. Like you could make a pretty decent Red Alert mod where like war in Ukraine with all the different troops. Now that yeah, the Syria DLC has been released.
Excuse me. Lebanotarians posting wins.
What is a Lebanotarian?
Headline 1 month from now. The disastrously long wait for my ambulances in Minneapolis and why white supremacy is to blame for it. Few people realise that EMS crews have the option of not responding or discontinuing care if they deem the scene to be unsafe.
True. If the neighborhood is bad, this is actually something that's happening in Sweden, where some neighborhoods are so bad, like ambulances just won't go there, and like good luck getting it like TV repaired or something. Someone will just say, "I'm not going there because my van will get stolen." Same thing in Belgium.
What happened?
You're telling me Sweden is becoming Liverpool?
all of it is becoming Liverpool.
Yeah, it's the grenade attack capital.
It is.
Has
It's
more
the grenade attack. I don't know where they're getting the grenades from. They're banned in Sweden, as far as I know.
Yeah, more grenade attacks in Mexico, apparently.
I mean, to be honest, fear not, because this time next year they'll be using javelins from Ukraine against, you know, whatever they deem fit, because there is so much American and Russian weaponry.
Yeah,
you could very well make a Nicolas Cage movie out of the shit that's happening there. And I honestly dread what's going to happen if that weaponry gets in the hands of like Ukrainian mafia and just starts spreading around Europe. It will be a proper part and parcel, you know, getting your weekly javelin attack in Paris. You know, some guys decided to point the javelin at a police car and press the button. It's gonna be a fun ride. Strap yourselves in, kids.
I think we will starve by then, right? Though, hopefully.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what the actually. Let me check what the price of Hovis is. Whilst we're at it.
Have we got it recorded somewhere? I think I said double, right?
Yeah, he said double.
Oh, did we? Yeah, we had a bet,
bread.
right?
Tesco. It was 110 last time I checked. Hovis soft white medium bread, 800 grams.
I forgot what I said.
£1.10. It's still £1.10. You said something like 280 something. 280. Oh no, maybe you said double. One of you said double. I said triple.
Double, yeah.
It's still £1.10. So Hovis soft white medium bread is evading inflation. I don't know how they're doing that. Maybe they're adding like wood shavings into it. But so far it's still £1.10.
Well, it's because we've still got some fertilizer left, haven't we? It's when the fertilizer starts all running out and stuff that way.
What was the time frame we set?
Christmas.
Yeah, 1st of December. We said 1st of December. We check the price of harvest, and the closest one wins.
Yeah,
When
get
did we-
someone.
When did we say that? Was that last episode?
No,
I
the other
think
day.
it was in like February or March.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and listen to it all. Okay. The 27-year-old social DISTOONCER. We could take it in turns reading some of these out, I guess.
Yeah, I called the cops on my mom for having a friend of it. She wasn't distancing. You're not essential. Just stay home alone and get blazed like me. Actually, you should probably say that.
Freedom
nurses
doesn't
are
matter
dancing.
right now.
Huh?
Freedom doesn't matter right now.
Oh, I hate it when they say shit like, "Oh, you don't have the freedom to infect others."
The nurses are dancing on TikTok because they're stressed out. I'm gonna
They will be
distance.
fine for breaking social distancing laws.
Distancing.
Where's
I'm
Mask walking dog alone at
distancing.
10 p.m.?
So we got Kumas, Doomers, Boomers,
Distancers, debunkers.
Broomers,
Distooncers.
Distooncers.
you
Doomers
say
are
Doomers?
like,
Probably more to come.
yeah, Doomers are like climate change people, right? For
No,
now.
no. Well, that depends. It's like the dissident doomers are like, I guess, kind of like us. Shit's just gonna keep getting worse and worse. So we have an attitude of healthy cynicism, a little bit of,
Yeah.
I guess, jokerism to it. I literally do my daily routine to the Gary Glitter song. So you know, I brush my teeth. I do the kick whilst I'm going down the stairs.
I had
Hey!
yeah. My alarm for the whole of the pandemic was I Got You Babe, like from Groundhog Day.
Oh, that's nice. That's cute.
New. Biden says his green infrastructure plan will create millions of good-paying union jobs. What? Union jobs? But his vision is far from reality. Yeah, no shit, Bloomberg.
Fact check. After 1 year, this did not happen.
Oh shit, yeah.
There should be some sort of like news websites should have to go back and look at. They should do like a memory hole for news websites themselves.
For their own
How
articles.
wrong were we about all this?
We're doing the Lord's work here, mate. We're doing that.
We are
We
doing
are.
Lord's work. Yeah.
We are. Like you see that article from, like, I think it was April 2020, in fact, saying that, like, should you be worried about inflation? Experts say no.
Oh, love it.
But yeah, seriously,
I
like we
remember
learned,
this one.
you know,
bottom one.
1920s depression, learned in history in America. Like the whole thing was like they tried to kickstart the economy by getting people to like fucking chase pigeons and just repaint everything in parks.
The New Deal was a colossal failure. Yeah. I remember being taught about it at school, except that it was more like, you know, 'cause obviously you're not allowed to question the hegemony. So the way they taught us at school was like, oh, the New Deal was amazing. It saved the US. And it was so ingenious because you gave people balloons and you told them to scare pigeons away and you paid them money. And then they spent that money in shops and that restarted the economy. And I'm thinking, that's fucking bollocks. Like, you don't believe what you're teaching me.
Broken window fallacy, innit?
Yeah.
If I go around just
The
throwing rocks
public-
at all the windows, it'll stimulate the economy because someone has to get paid to fix them.
That's the Paul Krugman way. So Paul Krugman famously said that, like, the best thing that could happen to the US is if a UFO came and like just destroyed one of the cities to the ground because the amount of stimulus we'd have to generate to rebuild it would be amazing. Paul
That
Krugman.
is not. I like Would that work? That wouldn't work, right?
No, it wouldn't because.
Well, we're basically doing that without
it,
the city being destroyed. So
well, to be fair, we are destroyed. Like, have you ever been to an inner city in the
we're doing
US?
it the wrong way around.
Yeah.
Just pump the economy with cash.
We're doing a lot of destroying, not much rebuilding. No, but the reason why this is a fallacy is Econ 101. The reason why this is a fallacy is because it doesn't take into account the idea that you could have spent that money elsewhere. So, for instance, if you break a window and a glassman comes and repairs that window, you could have had 2 windows, right? Because a glassman could have built another window. So now you have spent the money for an additional window, but you only have 1 window, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why broken windows fallacy is a fallacy, because that money could have gone to something else. It could have been used to like start a business or something, or lend someone money to start a business, etc., or invest it, do a venture, start a mining company, extract some oil. I don't know, but you have to spend it to repair a window. So yeah, enough said. Econ 101.
Okay, last one then. Defend and abolish police on Twitter.
I remember this. That was hilarious. I mean, the episode obviously wasn't, but the reactions were hilarious.
Teenagers have been having fights, including fights involving knives, for eons. We do not need police to address these situations by showing up to the scene and using a weapon against one of the teenagers. Y'all need help. I mean that sincerely.
Yeah, so long story short, a teenager, I will not be disclosing demographics of anyone involved in these, because I believe that's not going to serve the public interest to disclose the demographics of anyone involved. But suffice to say, a teenager was just literally brandishing a knife, about to stab another teenager, where a policeman arrived and just shot her. In a way, basically preventing a potential homicide. And these people actually started, going at it, trying to make another George Floyd out of this. It was insane. They can literally see on the footage. It's not like one of those, the knife was in a different place. Like, you could see her having a knife, like about to jab it into another person the moment she gets shot. The knife was like a foot away from the would-be victim in the frame when she gets shot. So there is no sort of argumentation here that, maybe she wouldn't have been stabbed. No, she would have been stabbed were it not for the cop shooting her.
Yeah, but that cop denied a doctor of a job of stitching up that person by letting it be stabbed, and that would have been good for the...
but she provided a job for a doctor to stitch up the teenager that he shot. So there you go. You win some, you lose some. It's a zero-sum game.
Someone had to pronounce it. Also,
it's just Eon is 500 million years old.
Hey, I'm literally about to say. Yeah, but
but see, with the Jacobian dialectics.
According to Muslims, according to Buddhism, though, an eon is defined as a million years, or the life cycle of the earth. So I'm pretty sure.
Wait, why are Buddhists authority on dating?
I don't know, but apparently the Buddhism somehow knows that the earth is 1 billion years old.
That's no. That's also not true.
Plato
you could say life on Earth is no. Like hang on, when was the Cambrian explosion? 800 million years ago?
Not the age of the Earth, but the life cycle of the Earth.
Well, that is actually quite close, because
they say 1 point.
On Earth.
They say
no, actually, hang on.
334,240. They're quite precise.
So,
must be right then.
This is the number. I'll put it on the shit.
Because what's it called? Life on Earth is what, 3 billion years old? So 3 eons. For those of us who use the Buddhist
so they're off. They're off by the same amount as Trisha PAYTAS is from Tolstoy.
But the multicellular life on Earth is agreed to have started with the Cambrian explosion, which was about 800 million years ago. Just some fun facts.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Have you seen that Ethiopia apparently has like its own time, and like people are getting confused about that on Twitter, saying how Ethiopia actually is in 2012 or 2020 is it's at 2012, so it proves the Mayans right and all sorts. It's a whole black hole.
We were right, but just using the wrong calendar. Isn't that basically the?
You got to use the Ethiopian calendar to understand the Mayan calendar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Muslims believe it's like the 17th century, right? Because their calendar is from the deeds of Muhammad.
Something like that.
According to the Japanese, it's the 4th year. So.
No. What?
Yeah. Because they go by the emperor.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, it's year 4 at the moment.
Right. So in
4th REIHUA.
In Islamic calendar, the current year is 1443. Oh, can you imagine doing the like? It's the current year with people, but using the Islamic calendar. So someone like says something outrageous, and you're like, "Are you seriously telling me this in 1443?"
But it kind of explains.
Come on, people! It's 1443. We don't say that anymore.
Yeah.
Is that it? Are we done?
That's it. I wanted to ask you both something before we finish, though. Nadine's been like poo-pooing the intros. She says you don't need the intros. She doesn't like it when videos have a hook at the beginning. She says it doesn't need the hook. But I think it needs a hook.
I love it.
You need a hook, right?
No, it's the best part of the video are those like short clips, especially with the edits you do, like putting in like 2 characters or something, or like short bits. Like the one where I was saying how I have like a stash of plastic straws. You made that edit of I think, who was it, Tom from Tom and Jerry, something going into a safe, like withdrawing plastic straws. That cracked me up so much. I 100% for these clips.
I like
so
it.
good.
Fun. I reckon, isn't it like good practice as well, Troy? Just need a bit of fun to sort of actually do.
Oh yeah, I think she's totally wrong. She was also annoyed that I used the Will Smith intro again because she got confused.
Oh, no, Key. I love it too.
But I said to her, I was like, if you listen to the first episode this month, I said I was going to use it all month, so it's your fault for not paying attention.
You are totally in the right, girl.
Cool, sweet. We did it again.
Is this Memery Hole April 1443 then? Is that what we'll do?
1443.
Yeah, do it. Instead of 1442.
1442. I'll write
1442.
And I'll write it on my whiteboard.
2020. Make it week 3, 1442. That's amazing.
Cool.